Hi everyone, welcome on board to helper.tv, where you get the reliable news that is tailored for you, and of course where you can actually comment and interact.
Few days ago, panic sets in to the core of the Nigerian government, and this prompted a press release wherein Garba Shehu, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, the president of Nigeria, known as Jubril al-Sudani, the impostor, a senior special assistant on media and publicity, informed the people of Nigeria of how the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, is denting the image of Nigeria in the eyes of the international community. Simply put, they are working. They are working, and of course, the Nigerian government felt it. You know, there's a difference between you are agitating and no one is feeling it, and they look at you as a terrorist group. This time around, the indigenous people of Biafra, they went diplomatic, and the Nigerian government, this contraption called Nigeria, they felt the impact of the work of the indigenous people of Biafra. Kudos to that. Well, there is no doubt that Mr. Shehu made that press release with intent to attract sympathy from typical Nigerians, gullible Nigerians, and international community against IPOB and its leadership. But unfortunately, that did not go down, as certain things are happening right now. I am sure Mr. Garba Shehu, if he knew how that singular release, which he did with intent to spite NNAMDI KANU and his group, IPOB, if he knew that this would turn out to be a blessing, he would never have ever done so. If you knew that this singular tweet might lead to a massive global support for the campaign for the restoration of the sovereign state of Biafra in no distant future, in no distant time, he would never have gone to tweet or to write anything, would have kept himself. But you know, the workings of God are mysterious. At times, that your enemy will be used as a tool to get you to the next position, the next point that you need to get to. You see, if you find yourself within Igbo forum, probably in diaspora, you will see that the support for the plans for NNAMDI KANU and IPOB financially in every possible way is gaining momentum. You see, it should be noted that some people were hesitant initially to associate themselves with anything that has to do with NNAMDI KANU and IPOB. But when the Nigerian government started crying, I think it woke some people that are not really here or there. They are kind of in the gray area as regards the indigenous people of Biafra and the next move towards progress. But now they are so much in it, and they are ready to go all the way. Now, no one should forget in a hurry how the leader complained bitterly over lack of financial support from brothers and sisters in the United States in diaspora, Biafrans. So now that he's getting this kind of support from Biafrans in the United States massively and in diaspora, do you think this would have been possible if not for the press release by Mr. Garba Shehu, and of course with the collaboration of Jubril al-Sudani, or let's say the federal government of Nigeria? Prior to when the press release was made, quite a lot of people have been having serious misgiving on how NNAMDI KANU was managing the funds which were contributed by IPOB members all over the world. In fact, there have been serious propaganda spearheaded by some mischievous elements that NNAMDI KANU and his brothers have been living ostensibly from the proceeds of the monies being contributed by members of the indigenous people of Biafra. And you know, issues that surrounded the money here and there, even the national issue between NNAMDI KANU and Asari Dokubo, and of course pointing fingers at Nwanzurike saying that Wazirike got rich at the expense of Masop. All these were issues, internal issues, and you would have thought that is all. No, other issues internationally, as United States Biafrans complained about money, and they said there is no accountability, that they are not seeing how the money goes in and out and what it's being spent for. And I think the indigenous people of Biafra, the leadership, would not keep quiet about this. I believe that they will do the right thing, because this is one of the problems we are having in that contraption called Nigeria: lack of transparency. Where money comes in, you understand, you see the amount of money, it is understood that this amount of money came in, but then all of a sudden you do not know where the money goes into. Everything disappears within seconds, and you do not know. And I think they will work, do much more work on this by probably getting a website. I suggested that, getting a website where members of indigenous people of Biafra with a particular ID or some, they will have a particular ID to log in to see how much I put in, where the money went into, what the money has been used for, and all of this information should be there, so as to bring transparency into this movement before, so as to avoid also the issues that will keep coming on, because we are talking about cash and a large organization. It's going to be, things have to be done in a particular way. Accountants and everything needs to be known, and how many is shown, so as to show to whoever has that, skepticism about Biafra, to see that, wait, if this group can manage this as a small nation of itself, what will happen if we have our Biafra? Simply put, we are going to practice the same thing, the rule of law, and everything will just be transparent. That's just it. So, in response to this, after a section of them came out lamenting on the defense fund, some of them in doubts, and, well, a press release was made available, and NNAMDI KANU talked about $85,000, and he printed some, breakdown of this money, where it came from each country. But people were asking for more, to see more, how the money was spent. That's not to tell us how much. Don't tell us just how much you got, but also tell us how the money has been spent, or if the money is still kept. That's just it. Now, as a direct consequence of the revelation by Garba, a lot of those who never believed in IPOB, they have started believing. A lot of those who were not ready to involve themselves or commit their finances are even more than ready now to give their support and, of course, their international connections to this movement. We should not forget that when NNAMDI KANU was arrested and molested by the Nigerian regime, the aim was to halt this agitation for the restoration of Biafra as a sovereign state, but it backfired and turned out to become a global phenomenon. This can only be possible when divine providence is involved. You see, a lot of people are going to react to this, I'm sure. And of course, I oftentimes will go through reactions of other people on forums, so we can see what is happening also out there, the opinions of people out there. Well, someone say, let me equally add that NNAMDI KANU attempting offers from federal government while he was in detention to quit his agitation, but he turned them down, willing to give everything to actualize Biafra, to the extent that he lost his parents in the process. Everyone can testify to this. Now, if there's anyone to trust with funds, it should be NNAMDI KANU, period. Well, my own suggestion is this. He is the leader of the group. He should not be in charge of the fund at all. He shouldn't be in charge of the fund. There should be committee that are in charge of funds. That is how it is. Committee in charge of fund, another committee to monitor those that are in charge of the fund, so that there can be a check and balance. That is my own suggestion. NNAMDI KANU should not be in charge of money. He shouldn't be in charge of cash. That would be, for me, that's too much. For him to be in charge of cash, to be in charge of this, that's too much of a load on him. Other people can be, I believe that is what it is anyway. And I want to say, personally, my support of NNAMDI KANU has been on the wane for a few months now, because I thought he lacked focus, abusing himself with childish conspiracy theories and making ridiculous preposterous claims. But having read what Garba Shehu released, I was filled with delight that IPOB has finally begun to take effective action. Well, to this person, IPOB has done this but it's just that you don't know. Let us all Igbos pay our tithe and tax and free will offerings to IPOB. Let give it all our support. Let those of us in the diaspora up the ante in public marches and demonstrations against the genocide the Nigerian government has been committing against our people. Let the world know what a criminal and gangster government Nigeria has. If we remain focused, continually increasing the pressure and never letting up, we will succeed. For when the chips are down, no one, no ethnic nationality, not even.
I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel. And if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded.